Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's Daily Recap is for Friday, February the 9th, 2024. Friday, February the 9th. Well, we start out, Josslyn, of course, she's grieving Spencer. She wanted to create a post, you know, on her social media, kind of expressing her feelings for her friend Spencer and the loss of him. But yet she was concerned about Trina's feelings. She didn't want Trina to go on social media and see all these pictures of Spencer. Now, Spencer and Josslyn. A number of the pictures were going to be of him as a little boy. They were looking at an album Carly had in front of her, and they were all the original precocious Spencer. I had to load that picture up to see some pictures of him. Um, Trina didn't know Spencer back then. She really didn't. As a matter of fact, the majority of the pictures Josslyn would be posting of Spencer and her, Trina didn't know him then. She only met him, what, 3 years ago. So, but I could understand Josslyn thinking Trina wouldn't want to see that. But, Carly talked her through it and she says, you're going to do a beautiful post regarding your friend Spencer. She goes, I really honestly, Trina's not going to take it that way. And Drew said when Oscar died, and what's interesting is Drew was talking about Oscar dying and how people expressing their sympathies and their condolences to him made him feel better. And what was interesting, I didn't connect it at the time of that conversation, but I was thinking, wait a minute, Oscar was Josslyn's boyfriend at the time, right? Her first real boyfriend. And everybody was there for her when Oscar died, you know, especially Cameron. Um, Cameron was definitely there for her when I Trina too, but more so Cameron. But anyway, she decided to go ahead and make the post, and she got a reply from Trina. Trina loved it. She talked to Trina on the phone. I can't remember, but she said Trina loved it and she was so touched. She thought it was a great post, great tribute to Spencer. And Josslyn said, Carly said, good. See, I knew it. And so Jocelyn's, she was going to go out. She was going to, go meet Dex, which she did. She went to the Savoy, and Drew and Carly kept talking. And actually, as Josslyn was there, Carly got a text. Another advertiser was going to pull out. And she goes, not, I can't deal with this tonight. Not another one. So Drew says, I will handle it. I'll handle it. So he gets up from the table and he takes the phone call. Carly finishes talking to Josslyn for a few minutes. Josslyn leaves. Drew comes back. Um, he indicated it was handled, you know, because they're going to have that. Advertisers do. They want, if they feel circulation is going to drop, they want to put their ads where circulations are going to be big. So Carly's like, oh, do you think it was a mistake? I'm costing the company all kind of money. And he's like, you're not costing Aurora all kind of money. He says, this is a part of change. The advertisers will settle in. She goes, yeah, but are you sure you don't want anybody more experience? And he goes, Carly, if you don't want to be at Crimson, then I understand. I don't fault you for that. I mean, goodness, you stepped in when I needed to oust Nina. If that's the only part you want to have in it, I understand. And she goes, you know what? Surprisingly, she goes, it's exciting to me. It's a challenge that I feel I can accomplish. She goes, I feel I just need time to learn the ropes, but this is exciting to me. And he goes, then stay and learn the ropes. He's like, there's going to be an adjustment period. Aurora can handle it, and Crimson can too. He says Crimson has taken worse dips than what's happening right now. So she goes, okay. And then he says, she goes, but Nina's there trying to steal all our advertisers. And he's like, see, that's why Nina needs to be stopped. And he made, because he said he had dropped off paperwork at, the gatehouse for Michael, but he wasn't there. But he and Willow had a chance to talk. And so she goes, good, she goes, Michael's not living there. And he goes, yeah, I know. She says, but I think Willow's gonna forgive him. She goes, I hope so. And so he goes, now that Nina's actively trying to sabotage, he goes, I'm gonna have to call Michael to see if I could get him to change his mind. And Carter's like, change his mind about what, Drew? And he's like, I offered Michael the opportunity to come in on me as I take Nina down. And Carly looked at him, says he turned me down because he felt that, it would jeopardize his relationship with Willow. And that's when Carly says, yeah, he's not living at home right now. And that would. And he goes, but no, Nina has to be stopped. You know how he got to whisper everything. She's not going to get away with this. And Carly says, wait a minute, Drew. Wait a minute. Just leave Nina alone. He says, you've already made the blow. You've taken her magazine. I'm running it. That kills her. She says, that's good enough. Let's just make this about you and I making a success of the magazine. Let's do that. That's the biggest revenge, is success, not plotting and vengeance. And he goes, well, I have to disagree with you on that. Nina can't continue to get away with everything. And so Carly looked at him and she says, then I'm going to have to leave Crimson. If you insist on going down this path of revenge against Nina, she says, I can't have any part in it, Drew. That's not what I'm about anymore. And I can't have that negativeness in my life. And he looked at her and he goes, well, I'm not about to let Nina, be the cause of me losing you. She goes, then let the revenge go. Leave her alone. She's already lost Sonny. She's lost Willow. She's lost the ability to see her grandchildren. She's lost her magazine. Leave her alone. See, Carly of yesteryear, Carly was like, okay, what's the next nail we're going to put in her coffin? There was never too much revenge for Carly in the past, but she's done with that and she's over it. And I'm happy to see them do that evolution in her character. I really am. Because some characters, they make never change, right? But Carly is truly evolving. But Drew, as he's hugging her, no, you come first. He's hugging her, but then the camera showed his face, and he's like, it's what you think. He's like, I'm still gonna do some stuff. See, and it's gonna cause the division between Carly and Drew because he's nowhere near done. But you notice we don't know what favor Nina did for Cyrus yet. They have not had a conversation at all since he's been out of the hospital. And Cyrus normally never lets 10 minutes go by without collecting on a debt. So I don't know what's going on with that, right? So of course, John Cates comes into Sonny's office and it ends up being the way we knew it would go. John is being John, and yeah, he's let Sonny know he's the FBI, and I'm here to save your life. But yeah, Sonny's like, what do you mean save my life? And so John told him about the mob bosses that are being eliminated across the country. 5 of them already have been. And Sonny's the next target. And Sonny's like, well, then catch the criminals. You know all that. I know how to protect myself. Really, Sonny? Do you really? I don't know. So John said, look, your best bet is to come in with us, share the information you know, so that we can protect you. And Sonny said, for one thing, I'm already looking, trying to find who the shooter is myself. And when I find them, they'll be dealt with. So I don't have any information I can share with you, because if I did, they would already be eliminated. I'm thinking, oh, Sonny, what you saying to the Fed, right? But really, in essence, is I don't know who it is. And so Sonny is saying, so I have nothing to say. And I won't be working in conjunction with you, because he's thinking, I'm still a mob boss, and it don't work that way. Because if everybody finds out I'm working with the feds, now I got a problem. Now, they don't have a problem if a federal agent is in a mob boss's back pocket. They don't have a problem with that, right? But Kate's ain't in the back pocket. And of course, we had to bring up the animosity. Actually, they both did. And Karen and Stone, yeah, yada, yada, yada. But John walked in the office with the same attitude he walked out with. Sonny too. He goes, well, look, I've done my job. I let you know, as a federal agent, we're supposed to protect you, and you are declining. That's on you, right? Okay. So that was that. Now, Brick is at the Savoy. He invited Anna, not Anna, Jordan, which I don't know why. He was tailing Dex. He was surveying Dex. And Dex was at the bar waiting for Josslyn to come, drinking. And so Brick is sitting down, paying all these compliments. He's a smooth talker, which is why a lot of people don't like Brick. A lot of people, I don't trust that Brick. Brick has been around the show for what, decade or more. At least what, 10, 15 years. He's always had that attitude. And he's always been a smooth talker. He would, even when he was see Epiphany, he kind of smooth talk her. I mean, that's just him. That's the personality they gave him, right? But he's always had Sonny's back. And not just Sonny's back. He's always had Jason's back. Always. So anyway, and actually, Brick to me more came on the canvas after Epiphany's son got killed. I think he got blown up. After Epiphany's son, I forgot his name, after he died. Then, because he used to be the surveillance guy, the techie one, the getting information one. This is before Spinelli, right? And then Brick came in, and then Spinelli, when he really was under contract on the show, he had more of a dominant role as the information getter, the tech guy, than Brick did. But anyway, he's sitting there, and Jordan, actually, y'all, she was eating those compliments up. That smooth operator, she was like, okay. So he goes, I'm gonna go and get us our drinks. And she's like, the waitress or order taker, whatever you call them, she'll be over here in just a minute. And he's like, a lady of your caliber should not be left waiting, not 1 minute longer. I'm gonna go get us some drinks. And she's like, oh, okay. But he wanted to get over there to Dex. So he says, hey, I forget what he says to Dex. And Dex is like, yeah, he was sitting there having a drink. Or actually, Dex says it wasn't alcohol, it was iced tea, I think. He says, because I'm on call for Sonny tonight. So he wasn't drinking alcohol. He was waiting for Josslyn. And so Brick says, um, well, look, you can buy our drinks. And Dex says, sure. And Brick looks at a real expensive bottle of champagne, like the most expensive one. And he goes, are you sure? He looks at Dex, he goes, are you sure you could afford this offer? Or are you sure you could afford to accept this offer to buy our drinks? Dex pulls out his platinum card and he slaps it on the table and he says, let's see. So what Brick did is he looked at that card and he knows the kind of balances, probably those types of cards. You have to have a certain amount of money to get a card like that. And so Brick is like, why, thank you. And he turns and he goes back to the table and the waitress comes over, or barmaiden, whatever, and she puts the champagne down on the table. And they talk, and then Josslyn does show up, and Dex was like, are you sure you want to be here, Josslyn? And she goes, yeah. And he goes, Joss. He could see it in her face, right? She's grieving Spencer. Josslyn, we do not have to be here. Are you sure you want to be here? And she goes, I want to be with you. But no, she didn't want to be there. And he goes, let's go. So he is walking her out, right? Um, Brick sees he's leaving and he tells Jordan, you know what? I have to go. And Jordan sees him watching Dex. And please don't hold the fact that I have to go against me, because I would love to do this again. And Jordan just looks at him like, she goes, he says, he whips out his business card. He said, I have your number, and now you have mine. And he walks away. He swaggers away, right? And she's looking like, and she sees him going after Dex, and she's thinking, what's that about? Why is he surveying Dex? She catches it. Um, and they leave that. Dex and Josh go back to his place and end up in his bed, but all he did was, because I think she even said, to hold her, just hold her, because she wasn't in no mood. So they did, and she just laying there sad, right, about Spencer. Now, Michael's back home. He comes home, he knocks, he has shows, and Willow said, you didn't have to knock, it is still your home. And he said, I was driving on the car all the way here thinking, do I go in? Do I knock? What do I do? He said, I felt I wanted to play it safe and just knock to allow you to let me in. So anyway, Wiley comes back down, Daddy, I have a new magic trick I want to show you, Daddy. Can I show you the magic trick? And he goes, yes, you can. Because Willow had said before Wiley came down that after he read them a story, that perhaps he and her could catch up a bit over a glass of wine. And he goes, I would love that, right? So, and they had also decided that she says tonight's invitation, because he goes, Willow, I have to ask, do you want me to just stay tonight, or do you want me to stay every night? And she said, Michael, we need to get the trust back in our relationship. She says, and it's going to take a little time. She says, but I want us to make sure we're going in the right direction, and getting closer together and everything. So she was letting him know, Yeah, but not right now. It's a little bit too soon. And he respected that, right? And so Wiley comes down and he goes, before you have to go, Daddy, can I show you two magic tricks? And he goes, well, you know what? But I'm gonna stay the night here. He goes, then I can show you three. And he goes, yeah. And then Wiley says, well, it's really four. It's really four tricks that he wants to show. So he goes upstairs, and when he comes downstairs, Willow is asleep on the couch. So he just put the blanket over her because she had been working all day. Put the blanket over her, and he's just smiling, looking at her. And then we had a whole lot of time with Maxie, Spinelli, Cody, and Sasha. They were at the axe throwing range, and we got Cody trying to give Spinelli tips on how to win Maxie back. And Spinelli's like, I don't need your help. Maximista and I are just friends. And he goes, dude, I could tell by the way you look at her. You want to be more than just friends, right? And so he was trying to give him some tips on throwing the axe. And he goes, because I could be having an off night tonight. And the date was the loser team had to pay for not a date, but a day of whatever the winning team wanted. They had to foot the bill, whether it's dinner, spa, anything. So that was the date. I mean, that was the wager. Well, Sasha was a master at axe throwing because she said she spent a lot of time there. But Cody threw it, and Sasha says, "I know you intentionally were missing, were off." And he goes, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "I know." Because she was also talking to Maxie about Spinelli. Maxie's talking about, all she could think about is, just not romance right now, but just living day to day life and working and the kids. And Maxie was just happy to get out the house. She's like, there's no kids here. There's no work. I don't want to think about either. Because Spinelli was trying to analyze the trajectory of throwing the axe. And Maxie's like, let's just have some fun. So the way it turned out, it was kind of maneuvered that way. And Spinelli did get a little bullseye with his miraculous, the training or the things that Cody said helped him, and he hit that target. And that was the shot, I think, that actually won them the contest or whatever it is. So, they were happy with that. And Cody and Sasha were looking at each other, pleased at what they had done. They were pleased that, yeah, because they both were trying to get those two together. So anyway, let's see. Let's go to comment corner. Comment corner. We have, let's see. Night Girl says, Sonny and Jagger / John. I think I'll just call John because see, and I don't even know why they wanted to make this tie-in with Stone. With the, we ain't gonna talk about that. They don't even need to have said this was Stone's brother. Who gives a doggone? Stone has been dead for years. Every FBI agent that they brought on the show have wanted to take Sonny down. So they could have just brought him as John Campanella or, John whoever. Okay. Not Jagger. That was just so unnecessary. Um, they always hated each other because of Karen, and also it was about Stone. He blamed Sonny for getting Stone AIDS, which is really interesting. I am says, I wouldn't put it past Nina to bug Carly's office. I wouldn't either. I am says, I have to apologize. Martin hasn't shown an ounce of grief or compassion for Spencer. He is more self-absorbed than Cyrus. Isn't he the favorite brother? Martin is probably thinking if Laura hadn't meddled when Ava wanted Esme to serve a sentence, Spencer would be alive. Oops, Spencer isn't in his thoughts. Yeah, Martin's not thinking that at all. Dacia says, I just don't trust Brick at all. He's trying to get Dex killed. I don't like Brick doesn't trust him. He looked he was lies on your sentence is broken. Said he's telling lies. Well, he's not telling lies on Dex. I hope Sonny doesn't kill Dex because of Joss. I don't like Brick. Okay. He to me, he looks like he could be the shooter shooting himself. No, Bricks is too loyal to Sonny. Instead of Dex, Bricks is definitely not the shooter. Um, what he do when Jason returns? He is not going to like that. Yes, he is. He's absolutely gonna like it. Brick and Jason are close. As a matter of fact, when Brick has had to come from behind the background work to pick up a gun, because he has done that numerous times for Sonny and Carly, okay? He will come in guns a-blazing with them, putting his life on the line. And every time he's had to do that is in Jason's absence. Every time Jason has been gone. So Brick will be very happy having Jason back if they're going to bring back Jason in his right mind. But we know the way soap operas are. Jason is going to have his memory jacked up. So he's going to be dangerous until he gets his mind right. Yeah. Because you said Sonny will never replace Jason for anybody. Nope, Sonny won't. And Sonny never replaced, Brick has always had his place in the organization, and Brick will prefer to stay in his place. I am says Jason did the same with Dante. He never trusted him in the beginning when Dante was undercover. Yep, he sure did. Now look, let's talk about Brick and Dex. What I don't understand is Brick has supposedly been investigating Dex for how long? Dex has been on the scene for 1.5 years now, and he never found anything. That's Brick's inadequacy. And this is the first time he's been inadequate in finding out someone's true background. Because Brick should already know everything about Dex, who his parents are. Dex has siblings. He should know everything. Now, the only thing he wouldn't know are the deals that that Dex and Michael have, because he hasn't been in the room. But he should always have seen Dex has had large sums of money coming into his checking account. Remember, Sonny was paying Dex and Michael was paying Dex. That has always happened for the last 1.5 years. Why Brick hasn't figured out that the money is coming from Michael's account also. Deficit on Brick, but see, that's just bad soap opera writing. That is something that never would have happened, because Michael didn't just pay Brick today. He did not, or yesterday. He's been paying him for 1.5 years, handsomely. Okay, so anyway, we'll see how that goes. Now, let's say Dacia says Nina will never learn, or she hasn't learned anything from her mistakes. She keeps trying to get vengeance on Carly and Drew Kane. She'll definitely lose Sonny and Willow forever. She'll never change because she will never change. She'll never change because she hasn't ever changed. Denzel says, and another Michael can't tell Sonny what to do. Can't tell Sonny what to do. He's a grown man. Yep, man. Yeah, Denzel. Denzel also says, at this point, long neck Drew needs counseling, yeah, or to see a therapist, because he probably has PTSD after the meltdown in Pentonville. You mean the beat down in Pentonville. When he got gotten captive and got brainwashed by Victor, a few years ago. Also, this dude needs to end the war against Nina and let all that go because Carly is right. Yes, she is right. Lisa says Tracy and Gregory are great as friends. He should be with Alexis. It was great to see Sky, the skydiving, or after the skydiving, they kissed. It was natural for them. After he finds out, and it is hopefully Lyme disease, they could start dating. The new specialist can run some tests, and I pray they give him good news. I think that's how they're going to do it. I hope so. Lisa says, uh, Sonny was there at the reception after the service. Where was Dex? He should have been with Josslyn. I thought so too. Um, but you know what? He probably, and Josslyn didn't either, want to put salt in Cameron's wounds because he understands something. Spencer couldn't stand Dex. So it's not like Dex should have been there. You know, Spencer and him were not friends. Cameron and Spencer were. And yeah, just out of respect for, we don't need to throw me, Josslyn's boyfriend. Everybody know I'm Josslyn's boyfriend. I don't need to be here. But right after, he should have been, to me. He should have been there with Josslyn. Um, and then Lisa says Michael was right. Sonny will do what he wants to do about Nina. I hope it doesn't tear his relationship apart with his dad again. It was good that Gregory is going to move in with Finn and Violet. Anna is finally back. Yes, she is. I'm glad she's tough as nails. It's going to come out that Nina is taking the advertisers from Crimson. Nina is losing her supporters in town. Maxie, Brooklyn, and more will show up. Lucy is messing up with deception. Yes, she is. She shouldn't even be a part of it. I can't stand Nina hiding around corners and listening to other people talking. Big Snoop. Well, that's Nina. And then DB says, perfect opportunity for Maxie to step up with a solution. Nina is impulsive. You know what's interesting is at the end when Nina told Martin, "Oh, there is something you can do for me. You can do for me, or you're gonna do for me." I'm interested to know what it is because Martin wouldn't do anything illegal, like be the one to put the bugs in Carly's office. But I wouldn't put it past Nina for doing that because that way she can always know what moves to make and who Carly's going to be meeting with. But if it comes out that Nina bugged the office, okay, that is going to put her half of the ownership of the hotel in jeopardy. Oh, that she's look, people start thinking just like she bugged uh her clients' offices, she'll bug the hotel rooms. Oh, that would not be a good look on Nina. But I wouldn't be surprised if Maxie in Brooklyn doesn't come up with more of a collaborative idea between Crimson and Deception. See, this could also be how Maxie is able to lend a hand to Carly and help bring her up to speed. That would be interesting, right? And then Linda says, I don't think Dex could be the shooter because the other shootings of the other mob bosses, someone is shooting other mob bosses, so it couldn't be Dex. Yeah, and it's across the country. It's not Dex. Dex is not the shooter. Denzel says, because it's not Dex at all, it's either G, right? Denzel, it's either Jason when he returns because he's brainwashed by Victor, or Alcazar, who played as Ted King or was played by Ted King. And then Patty Ever After says, no, I hope I hope the Nina rival magazine story dies. The woman is not a good villain. I know, huh? She's just Anyway, Brenda, Ava, Cyrus. Those are good villains. I don't remember Brenda being a villain at all. So daily recap, folks, tell me when Brenda Barrett or Bennett was ever a villain. Um, Nina needs to find some other business that's not Carly. And then Lisa says she wants to be like Carly as bad as Cyrus wants to be like Sonny. That's true. Nina needed to be blackmailed to keep her away from Willow and the kids. I think Willow is letting Michael get closer to her. She is. Drew will get Nina back for what she's done to him. Nina doesn't think her actions cause any problems out of her line of sight. And she always says, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that to happen. The wave of problems are still hitting people from what she did. She is included in having problems. She is included in having problems. Okay, DB says the situation under which she and Mike got together is creepy. Her character never came back from that obsession she has with Carly. It's disturbing, and and they pref- they all prefer Carly out of the way so they can have more access to Sonny. Who is they all prefer Carly out the way? I don't get that part. CR says to DB, I don't think Carly cares who is with Sonny as long as it's not herself. I agree with her. No, Carly doesn't. Sonny and Carly, we all know, all of us GH lovers. How many marriages have Sonny and Carly? How many times have they been divorced and remarried each other? And in between those times, Sonny has married someone else, been with someone else. Carly was married to Jax for years. Sonny broke them up when he was just tired of whoever he was with, or he needed Carly to be wife can't testify against her husband. Doesn't matter, she's married to somebody else. Break that up so she can marry me so she can't testify. But they've been back and forth and back and forth, and each time they have both gotten involved with other people. But ultimately, there's this tremendous pull for each other, and they always end up back together again. They always, always do. I think it's because, for one, Maurice Bernard has a lot of input in his storyline, and he gets tired of the Sonny Carly story. He gets tired of that. So when he wants something different, they usually make something different, something else. And it's not, to slight in the actress. I mean, it doesn't slight Laura Wright. I mean, when Laura Wright came to the show, Carly wasn't with Sonny. It's just Maurice wants variety, and General Hospital gives it to him, and I'm cool with that. Because look, if they've been happily for the last 10 years, we wouldn't care about Sonny and Carly, would we? We wouldn't care about them at all. So anyway, let's see, where are we at? Denzel says, great review on Thursday, but Michael didn't tell the whole truth. That's right. The part, that is the only part I can't wait until Sonny finds out about Dex. That's going to be heavy consequences for Dex. NK Rose says, Trina will probably work full-time at the gallery. Ron says the old Sonny went off on Stone's father for having the attitude which he deserved, which he was telling, let the past be the past. And Cheryl says, he was the older brother, not his father. That's right. That's not John was not Stone's father, his brother. And from what I'm hearing, was not even around when the whole AIDS story happened. He had already left Port Charles. I says, I have to watch it. And then last comment, Lucy says, well, hello, hello. Daily recap lady. I love your channel and comment corner. Well, Lucy, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, that's it, everybody. I will be back on Monday for another daily recap of General Hospital.